What is up, guys? PK here. Okay, we'll go back to serious mode here. Now, today I want to talk about Orichalcum, because how many times have you equipped all of your mining gear, run all the way to Windsward to craft your 2000 mining food, teleported all the way the rest ashore, ran all the way up to the floating pirate ship, only to find some Russian-sounding butt-looking motherfucker AFK farming that area indefinitely, right? You'll arrive there 3 hours later, he's still there. You'll go up there at 5 a.m., he's still there. And you're like, I know. Okay, get your frustration, my friend. I get it. And hopefully today we can solve this problem. Now, I want to look at a couple of things. I want to talk about Orichalcum mining spots. They're few and far between, and I'm going to separate them into 3 different categories. So first off, let's take a look at the New World map. First, you have your class 1 farming routes. Now these are places like Murkgard, for example, and the mines here in the west of Shadow Mountains. Then you have the western part here of 𝒮𝔞𝔤𝔢𝔯𝒮𝔮𝔲𝔞𝔥. And these areas are your class 1 routes. Now why is that? That's because of 2 things. First of all, they have lower respawn timers because they're in elite areas, and as you may or may not know, resources have a faster respawn time inside elite areas than they have outside of elite areas, which means they're going to respawn quicker. Now, obviously, the second advantage you have here is the density of Orichalcum. It's all over the place, right? There's plenty of it. But of course, you also have downsides. Downside number 1 is it's very hard to solo. It's not impossible. If you have a 300 strength build, then it is possible to de-aggro stuff and run from node to node, so it can be done. But for most people, you're gonna need a full team of players, not to mention the fact that it's probably also the single most contested Orichalcum in the game. You're gonna see all of the big companies run this all the time, right? So this is very contested, and most of the time it will take a full team of 5 players to properly run this effectively, right? So again, not saying you can't do it solo, but it's very hard, right? And most people, let's be real, most people are not in a position where they can do effective farming as a 5-man group all the time. And I think what most people are looking for is a place where they can go on their own to farm, right? So then you have your class 2 or class B farming routes. These are the best solo farming routes that anyone could do solo, where you don't need 3 strength. But these are places such as the Hangman pirate ship here, where you have multiple nodes inside a pirate ship. There's, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm counting 5 in my head. Could be 6, but I'm counting 5 in my head. But the problem, and that's a similar problem that you have here in Ebonscale Reach. Here's another good farming route where you run around the island, and you start here, right? Then you run up here, take this one, go around to this one, follow it all the way down here, down in a circle, and then you can repeat. Now, the problem with these farming routes is that they're extremely contested. Like, all the time. Like, I don't think, in the past 3 weeks, I have not been in this room on my own at any point. The single only time that I got anything out of this pirate ship in the past few weeks was when they announced the server restart. And I walked all the way up here with my mining gear, and I had my food prepared, everything, and I was the quickest to log in. I got first to the big node in the room, and this is just a little tip: whenever the server restarts, all this stuff will be spawned, right? So if you're the first one in there, you're the first one to start farming. And that actually got me a Voidor. So that's just a little side tip here, right? But again, this is very, very contested. So what is a man to do if he wants to farm all of this on his own? Another spot here. Again, always someone AFK farming down here, which I have a hilarious clip that I'm going to show you of right now, of me trying to film this video showing different routes, and something very awkward happened. Now, let's take a look at the moment of awkwardness that I was referencing before. A little bit of a cut in here. Now, I was doing the route here in Reekwater, and feeling pretty good about myself, since I found Orichalcum both here, found the next spot as well. So I was mining all of this, and it was pretty early in the morning. I've been recording the entire route that I'm about to show you guys, which is a fairly long route. And so many of the spots on this evening, I was finding like people AFK farming the spots, right? Some of them, sometimes I'll arrive, the Orichalcum was there, but some were just standing there waiting, right? And so I was getting pretty annoyed with these AFK farmers, right? So I get to the spot here, I'm like, oh my god, another person AFK farming the goddamn Orichalcum. You know what? I'm fucking tired of this shit, right? So I did, well, I'll admit, it's a little bit of a dick move, I'm not gonna lie. I felt a little bit bad afterwards, I really did, right? It's just that feeling of like, again, someone's just standing here, waiting for it. Why are people AFK farming everything, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna kill this goddamn bot. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. And it gets very awkward in a moment when the person not only comes back and notices, but then as it turns out, I may or may not have known the guy and forgot. Nice try. And I'm like, it still didn't occur to me at this point. I was like, no, but But then I looked at the name. The moment I went to AOG, you have. Oh, wait a second. Fuck. Wait. Oh, shit. I know this guy. I've played with this guy. It was so awkward. Like, sorry, bro. I thought you were a bot. Awkward. Anyways, a little bit of a sidetrack here. I accidentally tried to kill someone that I actually knew. Like, oh, wait a second. I know this guy. Fuck. Yeah, that was a tiny bit awkward, okay? A tiny bit awkward, not gonna lie. Sorry, Navid, I swear to God, I actually did not notice. Anyways, back to the reason why you're here. Let's talk about Orichalcum farming routes. Now, this was another class 2 farming route. So, what is a man to do if he can't get his Orichalcum to himself? Now, this is my solution, okay? And what you see here is the route that I was farming in that video clip. And this is just a good, sort of a nice way to get a good overview of a bunch of different Orichalcum locations. Now, I had to stitch all of these pictures together, okay, from the New World.map. So this took me like several hours to actually make. And you can see up here we have the route up in Eppenscale Reach. But as you notice here, when you have a good overview, is that there's a bunch of lonely Orichalcum nodes spread out across First Light, Windsward, Monarch's Bluff, and Everfall. Now, you can take a pretty decent route as such. Let me show you guys. This has been how I've been farming Orichalcum most of the time these days, because I'm on a highly contested server, and so all of the traditional good farming routes are always occupied. They're always taken, they're always farmed. So you teleport from Everfall, which is right here, up to this first shrine here, go for these 2 Orichalcum spots here, then you run about 800 meters down to these 2 here. One of these is big as well, I believe. Then you run down here, there's a single big one here. Run down here, there's a single big one here, and a medium, I believe. Run around, past Windsward City right here, down here where you have a big and a medium, all the way down, cross a goddamn, across the sea here, you know, down 2 medium ones in First Light, across the bridge here, or you can also go across here, across the water. Here you got a big one and a small one. These 2 are most of the time uncontested because this is a low level area, right? So these 3 I would say is where you have some of your best shots for actually having it be available. Up the mountain here, across to the left of the lake, take these 2 small ones here in the southern part of Monarch's Bluff. Then you travel into Windsward, 2 medium pieces here. Now this one right here is almost always taken. I think I've found this node once, okay? It is in the middle of the most contested area for farming fiber, right? So this is just like, this is ground zero for fiber. So this is almost always taken. Then you travel out to the west here, to Monarch's Bluff, 2 more nodes here, up to sort of a bit north. Here you have another large piece of Orichalcum and a medium piece. And then you either use your homecoming, like I have a house in Everfall, so you either use that or you run over to the shrine, teleport back to Everfall, drop all your shit, and repeat the process. Now, the great thing about this farming route in particular is that if you're quick, it takes roughly 25 to 30 minutes. If you're fast, that's if you're fast, okay? which means that the Orichalcum always has, like, that's if you're really quick. Normally, if I'll like get distracted, I'll take some iron on the way, it'll take me 30-35 minutes. But that's roughly speaking the time you have on a single mining food. It also guarantees that all of the Orichalcum will have respawned by the time you do one full rotation, right? And you can do this completely solo. Depending on the hour, if I do this at off hours in the middle of the night, usually I'll find like 2/3 of the Orichalcum. That's in the middle of the night, right? On a weekday. If I do it on a Friday or in contested times, you'll still get a good third, I'd say, right? Which is still better, in my opinion, than just standing AFK. First of all, it's less boring. Second of all, you're active while you're doing it. Third of all, even if you're unlucky with your Orichalcum, there's farming. You're farming shit on the way. There's a bunch of ironwood right here. You have a bunch of iron up here. There's a bunch of stuff you can pick up on the way, so you don't feel like your time has been completely in vain. And unlike so many other, like, I don't know, I hate this meta where people are just standing at one node and just waiting and farming, and as soon as it spawns, they grab it, right? I hate it, as you could probably notice from the prior clip. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped. This is my solution for the current shortage of Orichalcum farming. So, and yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think, if it helped out. And an Arcana guide, engineering guide, and a furnishing guide is what I'm working on currently. So that's coming out soon. I apologize for the delay in the video, but I got my first vaccine shot, so I was feeling kind of shit for a few days. But anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I love you guys. Stay awesome. Peace out.